Wednesday, the 20th of October. And what's happening? What are we hearing about? Well, COP26. That's the big thing. And I will be speaking about it probably more in the next week, if not 2 weeks, as it now leads up to this big event that's happening in Glasgow. I must admit, I can't believe that we've got people going on strike and different things in the Glasgow area. We want to show our country, and for me, especially Glasgow, just how wonderful a place it can be. And yeah, so I'm not too chuffed that things might not be getting done properly. And then just the other, well, I think it was last Tuesday, Billy and I were, of course, down in Glasgow, or just outside Glasgow, watching our grandson. And we noticed the first of the two cruise ships that have come in to dock. I think this one was from Estonia, and it's to a place for people to stay at a much cheaper rate. Yeah, because of COP26, everything is extortionate and pretty much fully booked as well. So, for example, one of our members in the church, they have a wedding to go to the first weekend of COP26, and they try to book into a local hotel in the Dumbarton area. Oh, one, they couldn't get booked, and secondly, there was another hotel they tried. It's not the most expensive hotel normally, you know, it does the job, but their prices were through the roof. So things are starting to move on COP26 already. And then my son, who, as you all know, is a police officer, he sent me his shift pattern because a lot of police officers are being called off what they normally do to go and work at the COP26. And he's working 12-hour shifts. I think he's got 2 days off in the whole of the time that COP26 is on. And he's working either 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And of course that affects our babysitting duties as well. So COP26 is already having a bit of an impact on Billy and I. And then of course leading up to COP26 we now had on Sunday night the awards given by Prince William and the Earthshot team. It wasn't him personally, he was involved, but the Earthshot team, and yet these 5 £1 million awards given to innovations that can help the planet in the coming years. And yeah, some of them it was a country, and there was all these different innovations, and it was so good. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that and who the winners were. And of course this is all building up to COP26. And then of course we had the Queen also talking about COP26. She's going to be there. She thinks the world leaders need to do more, and quite unusual for the Queen to get involved in things like that. But yeah, I'm really glad she's said what she did. And then also, well, Prince Charles has always spoken about the environment and does a lot in his own estates. And of course, Prince William is now doing other things in conjunction with this. So it's good that they are involved. What is COP26? Let's be honest. Well, COP26, I've got it written down here, is the 26th meeting of world leaders at the UN Climate Change Talks. The conference has been described as the most important gathering on climate change since the Paris Agreement, which was COP21, was signed in 2015. In COP21, the world came together to adopt universal, legal, binding targets to limit the impacts of climate change, to keep our increasing world temperature well below 2 degrees. So basically that's what COP26 is. However, COP26 was delayed by a year because of the COVID outbreaks in the last 18 months or so. But what should we be doing? Well, Esther Kidd and well, Bob really as well, are life and work conveners. They order life and works, get them distributed to us, and they were saying that there has been a supplement brought out from Life and Work about the COP26, and So I'm looking forward to, I've not read it yet and I've not really seen it yet. I've only heard that it's on its way out. And I'm looking forward to reading more about that, what the Church of Scotland through life and work are saying. I think it was written by, I'm just checking on my phone here. It was written by Scotland's environmental chaplain. There you go. I'm not too sure what his name is. Oh, the Reverend David Coleman, who is the environmental chaplain to Eco Congregation Scotland. So he's written this supplementary report, which I will be reading very soon. But what can we do as people of faith, to help the environment? We keep going on about, don't run excess water if you brush your teeth, just wet it, put the tap off, brush your teeth, and then put the water back on. Peeling potatoes, vegetables, whatever, don't keep your water running as you're peeling them. Only use enough water that you require when doing anything at all. So there's all these things. We've asked you to turn your heating systems maybe down 1 degree in your home. Now I found that quite difficult to do because we've tried to do that in the church, and I find that the church is a bit cool, especially now that the temperatures have dropped. Well, have they dropped? They're just going back up for the last couple of days. But now that the temperatures have dropped, we are looking at trying to work out what's the best temperature for all the church rooms. But added into that, of course, we're really going to have to look at the church rooms and the heating of them, simply because gas prices have shot through the roof. So it's all intertwined in what we do. But every one of us can do a little thing. As I said, I am so looking forward to COP26. I wish I could be a little bit more involved than I am, but when you don't stay in the area, and I can't take time off work to go to it, but not that you can actually go to it, you have to register. But it'd be great to be there and see what's happening and hear what's happening. But I'm sure the news will keep us up to date on that. But as you know, all of our lighting now in the church is environmental friendly lighting, long life, low cost to run. Our heating system, again, although we want to watch what we're doing with the temperatures, but it is a very environmental friendly heating system also. So in the church, we have been doing a lot. The people commented about us now having an industrial dishwasher. Well, that's cheaper to run the more it is to keep boiling our hot water up to wash all the dishes that we use, constantly changing the waters and things. So it's cheaper to have that industrial dishwasher there. But we really need to look, I think, now at our carbon footprint. That's the big thing I think every one of us can do. So do we really need to go out and buy another pair of shoes? This Christmas, as it's coming up, do we really need to buy the excessive amounts of gifts that we buy for one another, and especially for children? Could you maybe buy one less thing? The amount of food that we consume or that we buy in at Christmas, just in case people drop by. How many times are we left with so much food, either unused food or food that we've cooked and we've just cooked far too much and haven't eaten? How much chocolate do we waste over the Christmas period? So I think that's my aim for COP26 coming up, is to try and reduce our carbon footprint by what we're buying. Try and recycle things, use them for other things. Use another pair of shoes or another jumper. We don't need to constantly buy new things. And for me, well, that's something I'm seriously going to be looking at in this next little while, about recycling goods, reusing them, mending and repairing. That's something I don't think I've ever done, is mend and repair. So that's the aim. So can you do that? Can you do something that's going to help towards our climate change now and in the coming weeks, months and years ahead? Give it some thought, folks. Have a blessed week ahead. God bless.